Hey runners, happy Saturday. It is October 10th and it's a special day. I turned 51 today. That's it, the big 5-1. So, what better way to celebrate today than to do a 5K? Actually, every year there is a 5K race late September called the Global Energy 5K, which you guys may be familiar with or have done it. They do it all over the U.S. and around the world, really. But of course, with COVID, everything has gone virtual, and I had signed up. It was a free race, and they send some swag to you when you get your results out to them, like a tote bag, a nice shirt. So pretty cool. I still have to submit my time, but you had basically from Monday till tomorrow to do either a 5K or a 10K. So since I had signed up for a 5K, I thought, what better way to do the virtual race than on my birthday? And so I wanted to do something in honor of 51. Of course, not 51 miles or 51 minutes. I thought, why not 5.1 miles? So that's what I did. I warmed up for a mile. I did a 5K and then a 1 mile cool down, thus giving me 5.1 miles. So, by the way, if you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you like what you see, please subscribe down at the bottom. And feel free to leave your comments. This is a video for basically runners of all abilities. I'm a running coach, which I do just very little on the side in addition to my regular job. But I love it. I love everything about running. And my wife and I have been running for years, and we love everything about running. So welcome if you're new. Otherwise, I'll just get right into it. So I start off by saying that the weather here in Phoenix has been it's been kind of crazy, because this time of the year, the second week of October, we should be in the low 90s for highs, and we've been getting up into like the low hundreds, even like 105, 106. But today's supposed to be in the, I want to say, mid 90s, and then tomorrow like low 90s, but then it goes back up to 99 like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The lows though are great. They're in the, I'd say, mid 60s, which is still a tad bit warm for this time of the year. We should be really in the low 60s and probably cracking the 50s. We'll get there, but it's just been a warm summer and starting out to be a warm fall. But anyways, I started out the run close to sunrise. I did a 1 mile warm up, and then my wife was out there too. She was running, I think she was trying to do 14. When I saw her, she was at about 9. So her plan was just to run with me and, just have some company out there and eventually kind of pace me. I told myself I was going to be, wanting to run around like a 9-minute pace or even like 8:45. Wasn't sure. I'm sure there's a buffer there. So, I didn't necessarily need her to push me that hard, just running, next to me and then a little bit behind me and in front of me. So, did the warm up. Beautiful day, like I said, beautiful start to the morning. I chose a route that's pretty flat because I wanted to see what I could do. And started out running pretty good. It always starts out a little quick in the beginning for the first, quarter mile for me. In fact, I'll pull it up here. I'm going to tell you what I did for the first, quarter mile. I started out, it starts out at like 7:48, 7:51. I started getting into a little bit of a groove where I'm at like an 8:27 at the quarter mile mark. And then I was hovering like 8:30s. Got close to like the 9s for a little bit. But I hit the first mile in 8:34, which was good. And then when I started out in the second mile, I was hovering right around that 8:34 pace. I closed the second mile at 8:30, so I thought, hey, that's great. Maybe there's a chance for a negative split here. I went around the mall. There's an outlet, and of course, there's no traffic at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I had the whole place to myself. Second mile, I'm rounding the back of the outlet, and I hit 8:30, and then I've got a mile to go, 1.1. Felt really good. My wife got in front of me a little bit, and I could tell she was trying to push me a little bit. I was going probably like 8:25 for a little bit. I ended up running that third mile in 8:19, so a negative split, definitely big time. 8:34, 8:30, and an 8:19. I broke up that last mile into kind of like two parts. 3/4, so at 0.85, and then a quarter mile. Just hold the pace for 3/4 a mile, and then with about a quarter, or in my mind, I always think about a track where I've got one lap to go for a quarter mile. Is I'm not going in an all-out sprint at that point, but I'm starting to think about it and starting to turn over the legs a little bit more, which I was doing. Probably about 0.20 is when I started to push it a little bit and got quick. With about like a tenth of a mile, I was starting to breathe pretty hard. I think for like 3 to 4 seconds, I slowed down a little bit. I was running as quick as like a 5:32 just for like a couple seconds, between 5:32 and 5:48, I think it was, for like a 6 to 10 second range or so. But I'd slowed down a little bit, and I finished great in 26:01. But if I had not slowed up with about a tenth of a mile to go for a couple seconds, I would have got under 20. I would get like 25:59. But no, I'm happy with it because I had good turnover on the last quarter mile, and I felt really good. Most of all, I felt great. Wasn't an all-out session like in a race. Pretty close, but I would say that I gave myself an 8 out of 10 as far as like how hard it felt. It still felt hard, but I wasn't pushing it as close as I would say in a 5K race where I'm really breathing hard. For close to 2 miles, my breathing was in check. I was starting to get a little labor right after 2 miles. So that's great news. I mean, yeah, I'm 51. I had that COVID scare back in mid-July, and it's taken me what is that, August, September, almost 3 months since COVID. And even though I'm not running at the pace that I did before that, I can definitely see that I've made progress, so I'm excited about that. I checked my heart rate. Yes, I do check it manually because sometimes the watch is off, and I'm able to just count for 10 seconds and multiply by 6. That's good enough for me. I got as high as, I want to say, I'm looking at it here. It says 182, which I don't think it was. I think I was close to like a 162, maybe 165, which is pushing it. My max theoretical is 170. Maybe it's a little bit higher, give or take. But yeah, I was running, I was pushing it. But overall, it says my average heart rate was 150, which, what is 150? I should know that. 150 divided by 170, 88. Okay, it's almost 90% effort, right? Did it feel like it? Pretty close. I would say closer to 85%. But great virtual race, and kudos and thanks to my wife for being out there and giving me the extra push. She got me on video. I got some pictures, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's just it was a great day, so I'm excited. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but I am on Instagram, and if you guys ever go there, it's basically Pete.Weldy. That's PETE.WELDY. And yeah, you can check out what I post. Nothing fancy, just stuff that I do relate to running and other stuff, I guess. So as you can tell, this is pretty much what I do in my running office, if you will, with all the medals that we have. Just talking about running. So let me know if you guys are doing any races. It's fall season, so it's got to be cooling down wherever you're at. This is a time where here in Phoenix, races would typically be happening, and a few are, not too many. And so it's a great time for us to get out and just kind of hammer it out. I do have a 5K next week, an official 5K. I did it back in, it was September, about a month ago, and I ran a 26:27, I believe. It's on a little tougher course, a couple loops, has a little bit of a downhill, and then you got to go up a hill a little bit. So my goal is to beat that time. I would definitely love to beat it. Can I run what I did today on it? That's going to be tough because I was on a pretty flat course. Anything's possible, I guess, but I'm just going to try to run a smart race and see how I do. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, and we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys are up to, and I appreciate you guys watching. I don't know if you like my hat. My in-laws got me this. I do bike a little bit to work. It says ride more and worry less. Absolutely. I need to get a hat that says run more, worry less. So anyways, thanks again, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.